Hello there, welcome to the Keith Noble Show. And today we're going to talk about equality. Again, some more, because this is important, you should know this. So, for ideologies that came out of the Frankfurt School, out of mid-19th century Germany, equality means something different than what it traditionally means in America, in the United States. It's the equality of conformity. So, when progressives, for example, say they want equality, what they really mean is that they want conformity. It's not equality in terms of all men are created equal with the same natural rights. It's conformity in terms of everyone has the same outcome, everyone thinks the same, everyone speaks the same, everyone believes the same, everyone does the same. This is really important because people will hear progressives say, well, we want equality. And they'll frame that in terms of, okay, well, everyone is equal. But they mean actually just the opposite. What they mean is no one is equal. Everyone must conform. Because they inherently do not believe everyone is equal. They reject that notion. So equality to them is conformity. The ideal progressive society is like a factory creating widgets. Every widget comes off the assembly line exactly the same. And of course, for progressives, this means they think it's the key to a successful, peaceful society. Everyone gets along. No one's jealous. No one's envious. No one does better than someone else. Well, we know that isn't true. We know that's not how society works. But beyond that, we know that when you have equality by conformity, you force people to live a lie. Because if you're going to force people to believe and think and do and be the same as everyone else, it's a lie. If you ever read Solzhenitsyn, he wrote at length about this, about required to live the lie. Being required to live the lie that everyone must conform. Of course, the people don't conform are those in charge, right? They never conform. They do what they want. And what they want you to conform to can change from day to day depending on what they think is best or what's to their advantage. But you need to understand this. This is where, in the 20th century, re-education camps come from. The idea that you have to have everyone conform. This is where gulags come from. This is where, in this country, political correctness comes from. This is where, in this country, cancel culture comes from. The whole idea that you must conform, that in the minds of progressives, that is equality. Equality is not, hey, I have equal rights before the law, and I get to not have artificial hurdles put in my way to go live my life and do as I wish. No, that's not what they mean at all. No. So we need to understand this. So there was an article a few days ago in the Telegraph, the British newspaper, about in China, repressive government behavior toward China's Jewish community. So it's tiny. The Jewish community in China is tiny. It's like 100 people. Yet they are preventing them from having menorahs. They are preventing them from openly, or as much as they can, even privately, exercising Judaism. They are even using concrete to cover up the remains of these hundreds, these synagogues that are hundreds of years old. Why for 100 people? Because conformity is equality in these systems. That is why. You can't have even 100 people that are Jewish not conforming. Because if you don't conform, you can't get equality of outcome. Right? That's what it's all about. If you have somebody who thinks differently, does differently, act differently, they're going to have a different outcome. And they have a different outcome. That voids the entire model here for Marxism, socialism, progressivism, Nazism, communism. It's all about conformity. You must conform to what other people think, which means you must live the lie. Because you're not going to think, believe, or want what other people think, believe, and want. You're certainly not going to think and believe and want what someone with holding a gun at your head wants you to think and believe and want. They hold a gun to your head. You may very well say you do those things, but you don't. And that is soul crushing. This is why all these ideologies are soul crushing. Because they force you to live the lie of conformity. They force you to be what someone else thinks you should be. In fact, they force you to be everyone to be what they think you should be. So understand this. When progressives say we want equality, it's not all men are created equal with the same natural rights. It is the equality of conformity. We want everyone to think the same, be the same, act the same, and have the same outcome. Yeah, I know. I say often, sometimes societies collectively go insane. This is insane. But people will buy it. They buy it because they don't think it through, and they buy it because they don't think it'll apply to them. It's especially true minority groups will buy it, thinking, well, this gains us equality. It does not. It gains you conformity. If you're a minority group, if you're Jewish, if you're Cherokee, if you are any of these groups with a specific culture and specific values and specific lifestyles, you will be forced to lose them, or you will be punished, because it's all about conformity. We need to drill this, that the progressives' notion of equality is simply conformity, conforming to what the authorities think you should say and believe and do and be. So, thank you for tuning in today. The Keith Noble Show, brought to you by Auto Chicks and the Nobles Financial Network. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.